And I said, I bet I could put that on the table before the show this year. And I did. He struggled for 3 more years, and I don't know what he's got. So that's the truth. Okay. Yes.
When you're voicing an acoustic flat top,
Yep.
carbon braces, doing everything is new, what flips the switch that says this is done?
Okay. It's never flipped, but when it goes off, you think you went too far, okay? And that's probably true. It's really true. Your whole bank of everything you do, I'll kind of tell you how we do it, okay? I have one guy, and that's Bruce. Bruce been with me for 22 years. And Bruce does all the wood buying, all the wood picking, all the wood sending back. He's responsible for the wood. And every time we get it, we're looking at it going, oh, this is this, oh, this is that. We just pick it up, throw it around, and people, what are you looking at? Because we just feel it because of all those years of feeling it and touching it. I kind of touch it. I use my thumb, push on it. He just barely moves it, okay? Someone else has to study it and wonder about it. That you get used to it, okay? And a guy learning that, what are you doing? You know, I mean, oh yeah. Well, you might have to spend a week to listen to that top, and then you make your guitar, and then you go back, oh, that did this. Then you bang, bang, hear it again, and you go, oh, you play it. So your feedback loop is long, 3 months, okay? If you could go bang, bang, strum a guitar, you could get it quick, right? Well, that's what we're trying to do. So through the years of doing that, we try to judge this piece of wood and say what it's going to be. We do say 6 guitars a day. Every guitar is different. They're never the same. They have to be different because if we tried to make 6 of the same guitars, we can only make 1. We're looking for our best guitar. So if we had 6 dreadnoughts to do exactly the same thing, we'd have 1 good top. So every day we mix it up so we don't do that. We could not make 20 guitars of the same one day because we're going to have a bell curve. Okay, so we're trying to limit and take that top one at a time and make it do what this guitar will do by hearing the top before we make it and hearing the guitar after. So we hear every piece of wood, we remember it, we jog our notes down, and we play every guitar. It's just that simple. I mean, that's how a luthier does it. I don't think Martin does it. I don't think any manufacturer does it. But we're at the right size where we're going to handle and overhandle everything. And it actually works for us because everybody in the shop is good at it. Okay. Now, only Bruce does that job. And he'll take the piece of wood in the top. It'll all be rosetted, ready to go at the top. And he'll go in on Saturday morning with all these tops and just kind of go little stiff, little soft, make these notes on every one of these tops. And he'll take a plane and he'll rough certain stuff out and then sand it out. Those now are ready for bracing. And that's the first thing he would do, okay? But it's done individually for the whole week. So it'd be 30 tops. He just did that Saturday. And then every day there'll be 6 guitars broken off and made daily. But it's a big deal. If you didn't do that, you could possibly make a great looking guitar, but you wouldn't find the consistency. Okay, so we're trying to take all the errors out of the wood, the imperfect wood we get. Or
it might be possible for the client to send you a set of wood.
Sometimes it depends on the wood. If you have good wood, yeah. If it's not, it's gonna be suspect. We gotta guarantee it. The problem is, if it's not going to last time or make it, or we think we could do better, we'll probably just do it. But a lot of wood's become available, and people can buy it. If you have Brazilian now, we do it because we can't get enough. But again, is it going to be good enough? A lot of the stuff that is bought out there in the world is stuff we'd already gone through and passed up. So those guys call us because we're gonna be the good cut. We're gonna buy all we can, and then it goes to another couple of tiers, and we'll buy in lots, and at the same price as the other guys too. But we'll just buy more at one time. I can't get a better price than Kimball or vice versa. You know, it's like it's same price. So, but we buy a lot more and we need it, so they're going to come to us first. So if we passed it up, we wouldn't want to use it on the second time either. Usually, yeah.
Right, so you would evaluate it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
We talked about Brazilian a little bit. Could you say more about there's all those legal ramifications, all this? Do you have any sort of official stance on
Oh yeah, yeah. It's been hard since 1990. Y'all know about Brazilian and the endangered species list and all that. Well, all of that's real good. Trying to do the right thing for the forests and the trees and stuff. But it's making it hard to get wood. But you got to remember the guitar makers use so little of that wood. Remember that one tree? I think Bob Taylor figured out if we had 50 Sitka trees, it would supply the world with guitar tops. The problem is where the Sitka spruce is being mined, they mow it down. It's owned by the Indians. Every American Indian has a piece of that land. And they would rather make the money now than save the wood. Okay, so what's going on, a lot of that wood is sold to Japan and just chopped and taken down rather than the trees plucked out. So there's some groups right now, even on that are trying to get that straightened out. So there will be wood, and they can have money for a longer time rather than just take that and mow it all down. So anytime you hear that there's these green people out there trying to save the forest, it's actually good, okay? And it may not sound it, but it's a lot of it goes in the wrong hands. People steal trees. I think redwood trees out in California, a lot of them are taken. A lot of the quilted trees. So even tree buyers have to be careful where they get them from. If they don't have all the paperwork for those trees, they won't buy them. They don't care what they are. So a lot of people are paying attention to it. The thing about Brazilian is it takes 400 years to make a tree big enough to cut, and there is no new growth trees left. So, but what's left are these stumps that in the 30s, they're breast height stumps. When they sawed the logs, they're this high. Well, they say, well, if they're stumps, maybe they're new stumps. No, the chainsaws came in the 50s. So that's already putting it, older wood. So most of the stumps are 100 years old that we'll buy today. And they'll be sitting there rotting in the ground, and the wood's still good, okay? So we're buying that wood, and that's legal, okay? But it has to go through all the paperwork and stuff to know that someone's not mixing some illegal stuff with it. So it's good, but it's, there's plenty of good wood for guitar makers.
Is that one inferior to the taller part of the tree? The stump, what is that in any way inferior to the...
No, they just couldn't get on their knees and saw it. Okay, and that's really the truth. And then what happened in the 50s, they were able to get down there with the chainsaw. Mm-hmm. And it was, it was a product that was just, well, get those trees. They didn't care, okay? So we bought trees that were 100-some years old. We knew, and just by the look on the edge of it and where they were. So, it grew in the Columbus days.
I was going to say, at the risk of sounding like a press secretary, I think we have time for one more question.
Oh, let's make it a doozy. Okay?
How many employees do you have now?
I think it's 65 or 70, somewhere in there.
And you really haven't mentioned it, but you do offer tours.
Absolutely.
Through the factory, and down there in May, we all had a blast.
Yeah. Oh, you were on the tour, weren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's a question. One more.
Where are you located?
Austin. Okay?
Let's thank Bill Collings, please.
I'll be here.